Well, apparently we're both horrible YouTubers, and when we smell something that seems like it's going to be a fire in one of our compartment bays, we grab a fire extinguisher instead of a camera. So we don't have any video footage of the excitement from a week and a half ago now. It was the excitement of something that's missing in this bay here. The inverter somehow got water in, well, not somehow, it was very obvious there was water infiltration, but we now, since a month of traveling on the road, must have some leak in a drain pipe that goes into the gray tank. And while we're camped out using water, it pools a little water on top of the gray tank, and then when we let the jacks down and leave, as we bump going down the road, it'll slosh that water over this edge right here. This is the gray tank above the electrical bay, but it actually comes out over the top and then dribbles down the back here and dripped directly into our inverter.
Bad news, folks. Got some funky signals on the screen and some weird smells while we were going down the road. Came back out, messed with it a little bit, and it's something's fried inside. So I've had to disconnect everything, got it unmounted. Currently trying to get to, I can see 2 contactors down in there that are fried. Trying to get this board out of the way to see what the parts are that are toasted. Alright, so we can pull this out like that. And there they are.
Oh.
Nice and toasty fried in there. And I don't know what else it fried. Looks like these 2 are definitely gone. And then maybe potentially something there and there are fried as well. So both of these are toast, and that's toast. Gonna have to do some investigating.
And if anybody knows, electrical, water and electric do not mix. And it fried a bunch of circuits inside, and enough so that the boards that would be purchased to replace the fried boards and the labor to do it were going to be more expensive than buying a new inverter. So unfortunately, we had to drive from New Hampshire to Massachusetts.
So we've made it into Salem, and what are we waiting to do?
A Hocus Pocus walking tour.
And what are we going to learn on the Hocus Pocus walking tour?
Salem history and where they shot some of the Hocus Pocus movie.
That's it?
I don't know, we'll find out.
To a certified Xantrex dealer to see if they could do anything with it. First of all, once they found that there was just too much damage, then they had to order one, and we had to wait around for that. And once that came in a couple days late, finally got it. We're back in New Hampshire, and I'm gonna get ready to swap in a brand new inverter, unfortunately. Moment of truth. Everything's wired back up the way it should be, and we're gonna supply power and make sure there's no magic smoke. I see lights on top of the inverter, fans kicking on. Now, if I hit the engage inverter button, this is what fried it the last time, so let's see what happens. Inverter light has kicked on. I heard a relay trip over. And I don't smell any magic smoke. Now we'll just have to go inside and make sure everything still works off the batteries. Thank you, ma'am. We love Walmart parking lot renovations. Well, looks like we got microwave here. We're running off the inverter.
And of course this is seeing a new device detected, so we're gonna have to go through all the menus on that. But as of right now, looks like we are good to go. Back in business. That's a happy kitty. Alright, now that we've got everything cleared up through the menus, we see that the board is happy and showing us battery temperatures and voltage and level and how much amperage is coming out of the bank and everything. So we are officially back in business. After having to drop an unexpected large sum of money to get an inverter back into play and get ourselves back on the road, we were in desperate need of finding a good boondocking spot. So in our third attempt, we drove up into the mountains and felt like we struck out again when we found a tent on a site that we could fit in with good sun. So we left a note and hoped for the best. Well, we just got the phone call that we were really hoping we would get. Left a note on a tent for a guy at the Boondocking Spot that we've tried now 3 times to get in the last month. They're always packed. And he gave us a call saying that he's going to be leaving early in the morning. If we wanted to, we could come by tonight and try to snag the spot, and he'll maybe camp up front. And Sam's coming in clutch, man. This is like the most exciting thing so far on our whole journey, getting this boondocking spot we've been trying to get for so long. There's so much to do up in the White Mountains that all we needed was a place to park, and that's what we haven't been able to come up with. So on our way to having a good time, I think.
We spent a couple days just relaxing and enjoying the solitude of being alone in the forest. We had a stream in our backyard that made it easy to refill water. And the cats enjoyed some much needed outdoor exploration time, no harness or leashes needed. We had to wait out a storm before we could get out and do some exploring ourselves.
So we've been slacking on hikes since we've been to this boondocking spot, just because it's like we finally got somewhere that we don't have to pay to be, so you don't have to rush around to do it. So we've been taking days where we're dragging logs out of the woods and chopping them up and have firewood, doing water runs, which has made it so we haven't had to move, going to the local stream, finishing up like cat scratcher and speaker projects and things like that on the rigs. So we're gonna get out and we're gonna do a hike. Where are we going?
Sugarloaf, middle and north peak of Sugarloaf. What is that bar?
Middle and north peak
of Sugarloaf. Mountain, something. Sugarloaf Trail, it's called.
It's supposed to be
3.3 miles.
3.3 miles, so not anything too long, but it's supposed to be 1,000-foot elevation change in a mile and a half, so it should be a little more challenging. So we'll head that way and
see how it goes.
See how our legs hold up after some relaxing days. Well, it wasn't much of, it was 15 minutes and just a bunch of trees, so it wasn't a lot of view for the travel. But we have made it here. We're in a parking lot for another trail, us and one other vehicle. And then we got to walk up the road a little bit to get to the trailhead for the Sugarloaf. Somebody's got her map app going, so we shouldn't get lost.
Hopefully.
Catch you guys on the trail. Well, it didn't last long. It was a brisk 55 degrees this morning, so we had sweatshirts on, but it didn't take long on an uphill hike to
get a little
shed
warm.
some layers. So sometimes you just gotta have a little fun. Little Miss just checked her map because we're about to hit a good incline. I got Well, I think we weighted like 30 pounds of camera gear in the bag. So let's go for a little run. Oh yeah, she did bring 4 water bottles today because she was figuring it was gonna get a little thirsty in here. So we'll just knock out this incline portion and wait for her at the top. Do 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 do. Dead alley. We made it to the split. Now we go to either summit and then come back and go to the other summit and on our way back. All right, we chose to go to the middle summit first because it's a little less intense and it's got some downhill and flat before you then go to the really intense north face. Plus that's supposedly got better views, but it's definitely still rough going on this one.
We're used to hiking flat.
Yeah, we hiked 13 miles, you know, in a day before. This is only a 3-mile hike, but that 13 miles was just walking, I guess, would be what you would call it. This is hiking, getting up some terrain, traversing boulders and tree roots, and changing elevation. Plus we're at like 3,000 feet right now, so it doesn't seem super high, but when you're not used to 3,000 feet, it's high. Well, we made it to the north summit. Not crazy views here, said that in the reviews on the site, but her driving force to get to any summit is always a go macro bar. She's like, all right, go macro bar at the top, go macro bar at the top.
It's my motivation.
So this was the baby summit, now we gotta do the big summit. Then she's not gonna have a macro bar to be motivated with.
Jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly, there you go.
Cherry jelly on it, that's delicious.
So we're gonna take a break, have a go macro bar, and enjoy the little
shade?
Bit of a view and shade, yeah. Yep, we found it. Big ol' open rock face and big ol' open views all the way around. About a 270-degree view, I'd say.
Yeah, I think we're going to that one next.
Where? Don't really have much zoom on this lens, but probably gonna be going to that summit next, about 3/4 of a mile away. You made it! Summit number 2 for the day. Got some grasshopper friends and that's about it. All by ourselves up here. Quite the view.
Gorgeous.
Try to find some shade because it's all sun out on the rocks.
Yeah.
The only man-made stairs on the 2 summit hike.
Yep, that's it.
How many groups of people do you think we've passed on the way back down?
6, 7.
6 groups, all of them multiple people per group. Amazes me to start a hike at noon. That's gonna take you 3 hours. So literally the peak of the day, the peak of the heat.
supposed to be warm today too.
We were sweating and we left at 8:30.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just crazy to think that you're gonna, and half of them didn't have any water, no supply, they're just walking.
No, nothing, no water, no food.
Hey, to each their own, but man, this doesn't seem like a wise decision. You never know what you're gonna get into on a hike, so you gotta what?
Water.
Water, food,
first aid kit.
little mini first aid kit, nothing crazy, but at least something. So,
gotta have something.
because this bouldery, rocky scenario all over there.
Especially with me.
Yeah, especially for Allie. She likes to fall on the way down. That's the way she falls, not on the way up.
No, I usually go fit on the way down.
Noodle legs. But with that, we are almost back to the Jeep, probably 100 yards.
Be sure to stick around for next time when we hit up a local farmer's market and then travel along the Kankamongus Highway and check out all it has to offer.